Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next answer copy of our Aim for Agriculture series. So as you all know that we are having Aim for Agriculture series in which we are having daily answer writing practice and weekly full tests. So today we are going to discuss the answer copy of full test number 5. Actually it was a sectional test only, but based on the pattern of full test, that is all the 5 questions have been asked, that is divided into various sub questions. So we will see what were the questions asked and how the student has approached the answer. And as I will be not be telling everything in detail, I will be just explaining the important points in brief. If you want to read the answers in detail, you can simply pause the video and read it. Okay, and by analyzing these types of answers can also help in your answer writing journey. So please do analyze and learn from these answers. So the first question was to write notes on, okay, so write note on, there were different terms on which the student has to write note, and the first term was conservation furrow. So what is a conservation furrow? It is a shallow trench dug along the contour of a slope to capture and retain water, reducing runoff and soil erosion. Obviously, we know that these are the some of the examples of these are some of the major functions of conservation furrow. As the name suggests, conservation, that is, we have to conserve the soil from erosion by reducing the runoff and retain enough amount of moistures. What are the principles of conservation furrow? First of all, we have to keep a periodic spacing. We have to align our contour properly. There should be shallow and narrow structure. Okay, and examples have been also mentioned by the student. You can read them. Now, what are the benefits of conservation furrow? First of all, obviously the major benefit that it will reduce soil erosion. It will improve water management. It will enhance crop yields. Obviously, the soil will retain enough amount of moisture, so it will enhance our crop yields. There are certain limitations also which the student has mentioned, such as it becomes labor intensive. There is limited effectiveness on steep slopes, because on steep slopes it is very difficult to reduce the speed of water, so that becomes a problem. There is dependency also, because we have to be dependent on regular maintenance. If we do not maintain it properly regularly, then that could be problem. There are way forwards have been also mentioned, such as integration with other practices, community development, that is community based approaches should be taken, so that whole of the community comes forward for developing these types of furrows. Innovations can be done, and you can see in every points examples have been very nicely mentioned, so that makes the answer very beautiful. So please do read these answers in detail, that will be very helpful to you. Now let's move to the second question. The next question is the note on integrated watershed management program. So all the integrated programs, either it be integrated watershed management, integrated nutrient management, integrated disease and pest management, everything is very important. Okay, UPSC always touches these types of questions, and every time they will either give from integrated nutrient management, they will give from integrated disease and pest management, either they will give from integrated farming systems, either they will give from integrated watershed management. So these makes these questions very important. So what is integrated watershed management? It is a holistic approach to manage the land, water and related resources within a watershed, okay, to achieve sustainable development and environmental protections. What are its characteristics? We will see. It integrates land and water management. Okay, it has a holistic approach. It is a participatory planning. It has elements of sustainability. So these are the common characteristics. Examples have been mentioned. Benefits have been mentioned, such as improved water quality, enhanced agriculture productivity. Other benefits have been also mentioned, such as reduced flood risks, biodiversity conservation. Limitations have been mentioned, that is, the major limitation is that implementation cost is high, it is complex to coordinate, limited technical knowledge or technical capacity, especially in India and in rural areas. Way forwards have been also mentioned. So a very well written answer. You can pause and read it in detail, as I have to discuss a lot of questions. So discussing each and every point will take a lot of time. So I give it to you that please pause and read it, and use these points to your advantage. and again appropriately concluded. Now next question is about good agricultural practices. So what good agricultural practices are? So it involves application of available knowledge to address environmental, economic and social sustainability for on-farm production and post-production processes. So generally as the name suggests, good agricultural practices. So what good agricultural practices will include obviously ecological things, economic things, social things, everything will be included in good agricultural practices. It has certain characteristics such as sustainability, safety and quality, economic viability, environmental stewardship. So these are the characteristics. Some benefits have been also mentioned such as improved food safety, environmental protection, economic gain, sustainability. So similar points only, characteristics and benefits. Limitations have been also mentioned, that is knowledge and training gaps, market access is not, the farmers are not able to access market properly, implementation cost is high. So these are the problems, and again way forward have been mentioned, that is through technology adoption, through public-private partnerships, through localized gap in standards, because good agriculture practices will differ in different regions of the country. So we have to develop practices for certain regions so that that regions can adapt to it, and again appropriately concluded. Now the next right note was on lay farming. So what is lay farming? It is an agriculture practice where arable land is alternatively used for growing grass or legumes for growing crops. Okay, so I think nicely introduced. Then characteristics have been mentioned such as biodiversity, erosion control. Obviously, grass will be there, so there will be less erosion control. Rotational system at the pasture land, arable crops all will be rotated periodically. Soil fertility will be restored. Benefits have been mentioned, as soil fertility will be restored, so there will be enhanced soil fertility. Pest and weed control, because there is effective crop rotations, and with rotations the pest will be not able to establish on a certain crops, so that will be a good thing. Improved crop structure, soil structure will be improved. Limitations have been mentioned, you can pause and read it. Way forward have been mentioned. So whenever you use limitations, if you in brief, also the question is also not asking, just try to read right way forward in brief, that enhances your answers sometimes. But always keep in mind that you have enough time to do all these things, because writing too much things and not properly managing time is also a problem. Okay, so that can be done. Now the next was to write a note on contact exchange theory. So what is contact exchange theory? So according to this theory, the ions absorbed on the surface of root cells and clay particles are not held tightly but oscillate within the small volume of X space. So you can see here with the diagram, the student has explained it. That's how contact exchange theory works. These are clay particles. Here we had potassium ions, and here we had hydrogen ions. And through oscillation, you can see both have exchanged the place, and the can be absorbed by the roots. This is what contact exchange theory is. Its factors have been mentioned, which is ion concentration, soil moisture, cation exchange capacity. It depends on all these factors, and again appropriately concluded. Now the next question was, if you want to read it, you can pause the video and read it in detail. The next question was, discuss the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata with reference to K plus ion transport mechanism with the help of suitable diagram. So you can see how K plus ions enters and how K plus ions come out of the guard cells of the stomata, and which facilitate the opening and closing of the stomata. You can see by the diagram. And stomatal opening is dependent on certain things such as light perception, osmotic changes. That is, the influx of K plus ion increases the osmotic potential inside the guard cells, which leads to the stomatal opening. And with the K plus ions efflux, it leads to stomatal closing. So all the things have been mentioned. You can see in stomatal closing there is K plus ion efflux. If you want to read it in detail, you can read it by pausing the video. Again, there you can see that osmotic pressure was increasing in opening, and in closing the osmotic pressure is decreasing. So very well written answer, and again appropriately concluded. Now we will move to the next question. The next question is, what do you understand by ascent of sap? And briefly discuss various theories related to it. So what is ascent of sap? It refers to the movement of water from the roots to the leaves of a plant through xylem tissues. Okay, you all know it. Theories, what are the theories related to it? The major theories are root pressure theory, capillary theory. Please do pause the video and read this theory and make understanding on it. I have discussed all these theories in classes and answer writing practice videos. So if you want to see those videos, you can refer those videos. Okay, which will be available in playlist in agriculture optional paper 2. And I think I have done these types of questions in answer writing practice also. So you can refer them if you want to discuss all these things in detail. Here just I am giving a brief what are the theories. These are root pressure theory, capillary theory. There is, you can pause and read it if you want, capillary theory. Then we have cohesion tension theory. Then we have adhesion theory. So these are the major theories related to ascent of sap. Now we will move to the next question. The next question is discuss the major problems related to dry land agriculture. Okay, so we all know that in India, dryland agriculture covers about 68%. You can see facts have been used, and whenever you use the facts, try to write the source of the facts, as the student has done here. These facts are taken from ICR. That is, according to ICR, India covers this percent of dryland agriculture. Okay, what are its major problems? Obviously, in dryland there will be low and erratic rainfall. There will be problems of soil moisture availability. Soil will be more degraded. You can see examples of Bundelkhand region have been mentioned. So well, you will nice use of examples. Limited access to irrigation, poor water management. There will be low crop productivity, lack of access to technology, market and price volatility will be there. Way forwards have been also mentioned, that is you can use drought resistant crops, we can do water harvesting, we can do soil health management, there should be access of credit to well written answer. So you can pause and read it if you want. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is discuss in detail the criteria for scheduling irrigation. So we all know that irrigation should be scheduled at different times. Okay, so that so that the water use efficiency increases. The requirement of crops at different stages, the important stages have been met. So what are the criteria for which are important for scheduling irrigation? What are the criteria? First of all, we will see the soil moisture content. If the soil is lacking moisture, you will schedule the irrigation. Crop water requirements will be seen. Evo transpiration rate will be seen. Weather conditions will be observed. If already rain is happening, there is no need to schedule irrigations. Soil type and structure will be seen. Which type of soil is there? Suppose there is clay soil, so there is less amount of irrigation to be needed because it can retain moisture for long terms. Because and if there is sandy soil, obviously the moisture will drain quickly, so irrigation should be scheduled frequently. So these are the things which we keep in mind. Crop root depth is another factor, irrigation system efficiency is another factor, water availability is another factor. So these are the common factors which you all know it. And you can see how I have mentioned a better structure here. That is, uh, there are three major things which are included in irrigation scheduling. First is soil water regime. Okay, what is the availability of soil moisture and what is the soil moisture tension? These things are included in soil water regime. Climatological approach, that is IWCP ratio, cumulative pan evaporation, which the students have also mentioned, but I have just written there as a better structure which should be taken by writing these major points and adding the points under these major points. Okay, plant indices as visual symptoms, critical growth stages, etc. This can be written under this major point. So this is how this answer should be better structured. Obviously, the student has written a fair answer, but this could be better structured by doing this. Okay. Now, next question is what is Evo transpiration? Discuss the detail the factors affecting. So what Evo transpiration is, that is evaporation, loss of water through evaporation plus transpiration. When both the things work in same direction, then it is evotranspiration. That when both of the thing are working seldomly, that is depending on each other or at same time, then it is known as evotranspiration. Okay, what are the factors affecting evotranspiration? Obviously temperature will affect, because high temperature will lead to increased evaporation, humidity, wind speed, soil moisture, vegetation cover, solar radiation, all these things will be These are the other factors will affect evapotranspiration. Soil type, topography, all these things will affect the evapotranspiration. Land use, seasonal variations. If you want to read it in detail, you can pause and read it. So again, well written answer. As you can see here, the student I have just given a type of example that when you are writing questions about evapotranspiration, try to conclude with evapotranspiration, some things about evapotranspiration only. The student has written here about national water policy, which is not directly related to evapotranspiration here. Okay, so when you try to conclude using the basic, the core word of the question, suppose here the core of the question was evapotranspiration. The question was asking everything about evapotranspiration. To try to conclude by writing something about evapotranspiration. So these things can be helpful. Try to uh, fulfill the demand using the core term. Okay. Now next question was, write a note on contingency planning for dryland agriculture. Okay, so their note have been should be mentioned. So you can see the student has written here about dryland agriculture, but the core was contingency planning, not on contingency planning for dryland agriculture. So if contingency planning would have been instead of writing of dryland agriculture, the student would have defined contingency planning, it would be better. You can see I have mentioned here also. So it contingency planning can helps in mitigation of certain risks such as drought resilient crop varieties, water management, soil management. Using these things, we can plan our. You can do contingency planning. So when it an answer, you can pause and read it. Okay. Now the next question was, differentiate between water use efficiency and water distribution efficiency. So what is water use efficiency? The ratio of the amount of water beneficially used by the crops to amount of water applied. Suppose we have applied 100 tons of water and the crop has used 60% of it, then the water use efficiency is 60%. What is water distribution efficiency? How evenly and effectively water is distributed across the irrigated area. Suppose we are again applying 100 ton of irrigation, and suppose the in this field only 80% of water is there, and here only 20% water. So you can see that water is not effectively distributed. This is the basic difference between water use efficiency and water distribution efficiency. And again, well written by student. You can pause the video and read the answers. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is, write about the types of soil structure. Write about the types of soil water. We all know that there are three types of soil water. First one is the gravitational water, second one is the capillary water, and third one is the hygroscopic water, and the student has mentioned it. Okay, gravitational water is the free moving water which drains out due to the effect of gravity. It occupies larger pores. So you can see well written points have been mentioned. Capillary water have been also mentioned, and again hygroscopic water is also mentioned. If you want to read it, you can pause and read. So well written answer. Now, the next question was, discuss some of the evidences of support of translocation of sugar by phloem. Okay, so what are the evidences? We will see. First of all, we can use FP distillate technique. We can use radioactive tracers. The most important here is we can use giddling experiment. What we will do here, suppose this is the tree. Okay, and you will just remove the some portion of here. Okay, we will remove so that the phloem is removed. So what we will see, you will see that the sugars are deposited in these places. Okay, the tree will be, suppose you have removed the phloem here, the tree will be like this. Okay, it will bulk, the sugar will be deposited here, showing that the sugar is not able to flow because the phloem is removed. So this is what giddling experiment is. We remove the bark of tree, and you will see that the around the giddles you will see the sugar is accumulated. We can see by using phloem bulking agents. We can do microscopic observation. So well written answer, fairly written. Now next question was, what is contract farming? Discuss its advantages. So what happens? What is contract? As the name suggests, contract. That is, farmer is entering into agreement with buyer or companies to produce specific crops or livestock. Suppose there is a company, suppose Lays is a chief's company. So it can go with a contract with farmers, and they will give the great amount of varieties, the good varieties which is required for the production of chips. They will also give certain types of training to the farmers, extension will be given to the farmers, and some monetary benefits, the money will be also given to the farmer, and the farmer in return will produce those varieties and will give it to back it to Lays, and the Lays will again then use those varieties for the production of chips. Just I am explaining this for example only. So I hope you understand what contract farming is. What are its advantages? Market assurance. Obviously, the contractor will buy all your products, so you will have to not have to find a buyer. You already have a guaranteed buyer. Here you will get access to inputs. You will be given the varieties. You will given the irrigation needs. Everything you will given the training by the contractor only. Here will be financial security, the reduction in marketing costs, contract bidding or building. So here the farmer will get new kind of knowledge by the contractor. Here quality improvement, obviously contractor will check every quality, so it will be more good quality. There could be risk mitigation. So all these things are the advantages of contract farming. The next question is, what is the status of marketing intelligence in India? So what is marketing intelligence? It is the gathering, analyzing and interpreting data related to market. So simply see what happens. Suppose marketing intelligence is just about knowing about the market. Suppose we know that in last 5 years the prices of rice are decreasing, for example, and prices of millets are increasing. So this is what marketing intelligence is. So you know about the market, how the prices are moving in the market, how the demand and supply is moving in the market, so that using this market intelligence, you know that the prices of rice is dropping, I will go and cultivate millets, because the prices of millets is increasing. So this is what marketing intelligence is, and how farmers can use marketing intelligence to their profits. So what is the structure of marketing intelligence in India, or the status of marketing intelligence in India? Obviously, digital platforms such as eNAM has been established. Okay, government initiatives such as Agri Market Mobile have been launched. So these are some of the initiatives. Big Heart has been launched. Okay, data analysis and AI adoption have been used in this area. But the problem is also there, because a lot of things into the rural areas for rural farmers is not easy to develop and focus on these things, because they are not technically that sound. So these are the problems. There is no lack of ability of internet, good smartphones. So these causes some of the problems. So again, will it an answer? You can pause and read it. Now the next question actually was a kind of, you can say, mathematical calculation. You can read the question, and I will just let you know how to solve it. Okay, here you can see that the depletion percentage has been given, and you can see how you can calculate it. And we have to calculate the moisture at different depletion levels. Okay, so you can see how can we calculate ASM, that is available soil moisture, by subtracting permanent wilting 0.5 fill capacity. You can see permanent wilting 0.6% and fill capacity is 10%. So ASM has been found at 10%. And again, step 2, we can see that how we can see that the moisture is 25 depletion of ASM. The moisture content will be FC minus, that is fill capacity, minus 0.25 into ASM. So it is 13.5%. And again, here you can see as wide 0.25, because here 25%, the depletion is at 25%. Here the depletion is 50%. Again, we will do a field capacity minus into ASM. As we have calculated the ASM as 10%. So by using this formula, you can calculate the answers. I have discussed, I think, these types of questions in my videos also. If you do not understand here, do refer those videos. Now the next question was, what do you understand by cooperative marketing? Discuss the major challenges associated with and suggest some measures. So we all know what cooperative marketing is, when many producers come together and cooperate with each other to increase their production, to increase their, and they pool resources so that their production is increased, their bargaining power is increased, the yield is increased. All these things leads to the cooperative marketing, and all these are the benefits of cooperative marketing. What are the challenges? Management issues, lack of capital, low number of participation, market competition, consumption and mismanagement. These are some of the challenges. Measures have been suggested such as capacity building, improvement of financial assets, encourage member engagement. So fairly written answer. You can pause and read the answers. Now we'll move to the next question, and this is the last question of the full test. Write a note on soil volant water continuum. That is SPAC. So what SPAC is? It describes the continuous movement of water through soil, plants, and atmosphere. Okay, and you can see how the student has very nicely explained using a diagram. When you make such clear diagrams, it just enhances your answers. Okay, and principles have been mentioned, that is soil water availability, root uptake, xylem transport, transpiration, atmospheric interaction. So these are some of the principles which have been mentioned, and again appropriately concluded. So very well written answer, and I hope you read all the questions, and that will be very helpful in your answer writing journey, because analyzing answers copies and good answer copying helps you to understand your answer writing levels, and you also get ideas to how to improve your answers. So that is all for today. If you liked it, please press the like button, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you. आप सबके लिए ऐसे वीडियोस को बनाने के लिए काफ़ी हार्ड वर्क लगता है, स्पेशली व्हेन वी मेक सच वीडियोस ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस. So please do like, please do share, please do subscribe, so that it motivates us to make such videos for you on regular basis. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.